The entire Fortnite storyline of Chapter 3 Season 2 explained, featuring Scyan. He is another Fortnite storyline focused YouTuber who will be talking in this video, and he's also linked in the top comment and the description, so check him out after you've watched this video. Today Scyan and I will cover everything from characters, to quest lines, to audio logs, to even a huge Doomsday Device 2.0 towering over everyone. Like, I'm just trying to play the game, I don't need IO building all this. And hey, we may even talk about Peely's dumbass adventures whilst crashing every vehicle on the map into different areas. Hang in there, banana friend, you're doing alright. And while some lore is more funny and comedic, like Peely's side story, these past few months have brought some major plot points to the table, starting with the origin. As a war between the Imagined Order and the Seven developed, the Seven brought all of their forces in for combat, including their fifth member, the Origin. The Origin is the Seven's field general and tactician. He used to be the Cube King. He's also voice acted by Rahul Kohli.
They call me the Origin.
In his time as the Cube King, he realized how dark and corrupted his energies really were, therefore leaving the last reality and being imprisoned by the Imagined Order for all the destruction he unknowingly caused. After the Seven rescued him, he joined their forces to become one with the group. Everything was pretty good from there. His role was suitable, his armor looked pretty goddamn cool, and most of all, the people were actually quite nice. I say most of the people, as he isn't exactly a huge fan of the Paradigm and the Imagined. Who's the Imagined, you might ask? Well, she's one of the sisters. Who even are the sisters, you might still ask? Well, I'll leave Scyan to tell you about that one.
The sisters Imagined and Order, two twins that are also part of the Seven. Both of them do not have any memory of their past and they actually think they might be related to the IO. I mean, like, wow, no way. Not like your name is like Imagined and Order. I had no clue. But now let's explain the Imagined first. Her voice actor's name is Cherami Length. What? She's a great warrior in the Seven, but also a huge troll. Imagine does not like being forced to do things. She has her own rules and no one can stop her from doing whatever the hell she wanna do. She's also the most fun person in the Seven to be with. Just a legend. I love her. Midas is still better. But sadly, Imagine is going through mental sadness and is getting sick of how she has no clue about her past or who she exactly is. This is the cause of everything she does in the season. Now to the Order! We know that Order is kind of like a spy of the Seven. She spies on people. Kinda sus. Just like her sister, she does not have any clue about her past as well. But sadly, we don't have much information about the Order yet. We will probably get more Order storyline in Season 3, Chapter 3. So for now, let's have some talk about an old friend.
Not only have Epic done an outstanding job at the newer characters this season, but they have also given out newly found information about old characters as well, such as the Paradigm. The Paradigm is a member of the Seven that doesn't exactly have a great track record. Remember how the Origin was trapped in the IO's prison? Yeah, well, according to him, Paradigm broke out of that same prison that he was in, and although he needed help from the Seven to get out, Paradigm was able to do it easily and by herself. Some members even believe that she got help from IO themselves, whilst the Imagined says they have no way of proving it. If you thought that was sketch, there's even more. In an effort to fend off the Devourer in Season 9, the Paradigm built a huge mechanical Care Bear, went under the impression of a different character named Singularity to not be recognized as a Seven member, and then she crushed the 0 point in her hand for more of her power. So, you can understand why there are most definitely some mixed feelings revolving around this character. Either way, the scientist says that we have no future without her, so she's returning to the island, hopefully in a different suit. It still has some scratches though, signifying that this has been used before, and Scyan even believes that her original suit was a last minute change to her original Singularity design. Pretty cool if you ask me. Alright, that's all the character stuff explained. So, now let's get into the evolving storyline of this season with quests, dialogue, and more, starting in week 1.
This season's storyline starts with the IO revealing all their power to defeat the Seven. Or we thought it was all of their power. There was way more we had like no clue about. They send their big massive drills and tanks and blimps and I don't know. They send this in taking full control of most of the map in Fortnite, and not only that, Sloan turns off building. That's exactly when I fell in love with her. Absolute legend. Anyway, with this big plan, IO weakens the Seven terribly. But the Seven do not give up and do their best to come up with a plan for fighting back. Seven's first plan is to break IO's build jammers, which make building come back to Fortnite. Imagine wanting builds back. Shame! Another plan is also to make a new vehicle, which is a battle boss. But instead of a flying boss, it's now an actual battle boss. Like, it is what it's called, finally. And man, it looks so cool. There is also new wall doors in Command Cavern, which actually when you're close to them, monster noises start playing. Showing how maybe the Season 9 monsters might be reborn by the IO indies. But now on to week 3 and 4. Enjoy the ride with TDS.
At this point in the storyline, we seem to have a good upper hand on the imagined order. Midas's ghost flags have been placed in our victorious POIs, which were later removed, so that probably means nothing, and the newest members of the Seven are really getting to know us pretty well. Origin is more trusting in the loopers, and the imagined is more revealing of her secrets to us all. She seems to be rather interested in contacting Paradigm, and after we help her find streamlined communication to do this, she reports back to the Origin on what she was told. Imagine tells him that the Paradigm has a weapon design that could change the tide of war forever. She also shows him a blueprint of it. After Origin sees this, he says that it is an extremely decommissioned 7 weapon that should definitely not be put forward into battle. Despite his thoughts, Scientist goes ahead and builds it anyways. Origin is not too happy with everyone's naive thoughts on the Paradigm, and Jones begins to sense some mistrust within the group revolving around the character. While Scientist, the Imagined, and the Visitor seem to be not too concerned about the Paradigm, the other 4 members definitely seem to have some mixed feelings, especially Origin. Speaking of how frantic and worried the poor guy is, that wasn't the only thing that he was stressing his head off about this week. Strange water-based imagined order signals had been going off, which is why Origin assigns us with a task to disable IO's aquatic communication in Loot Lake. Whilst most of the battle is taking place on land at Condo Canyon, it's definitely a good thing to watch out for, cause just trust the guy. I mean, he's smart, and all his worries about Loot Lake and IO and everything else are most definitely important later on. But we can't stay focused on that. It seems like the battle has moved once again. Now to Coney Crossroads in week 5.
In this week, the Seven take full control on Condo Canyon and Coney Crossroad, making IO even weaker and smaller than the start of the season. And starting with Imagine's storyline, she wants us to put microphone devices around Command Cavern, so we can listen to what the Imagine Order talks about and see if they talk about anything important we can use. But instead all the IO talks about is how they're hungry and they want some deep fried floppers. Damn, you made me hungry, give me some. Imagine also sends us to take important files from the crash blimps and give them to her. Again, she wants these files because she's trying to find anything related to her past in these IO files. But sadly, yet again, she finds nothing important in the files. Sad. Imagine also opens a full communication system with Paradigm so they can talk to each other. Even when Origin does not want Paradigm to be part of this, Imagine knows they need her. Jones also talks to us in this week, giving us some terrible information. We get our first big confirmation of how IO are building yet another doomsday device. Jones talks about how IO have a full group working on different doomsday devices and how he's terrified of what's coming. The IO are slowly revealing their huge plan for winning this war against the Seven. Now on to week 7 and 8's storyline.
You know a character from the Fortnite storyline that I just think is awesome? Agent Jones. And this week, he's the main star of the show, pissing off the Imagined Order. After the Seven's victory over Rocky Reels and clear advantage in the Tilted Towers battle, Jones himself decides to go on a little side quest of his own, trolling the Imagined Order. He delights in revealing all of their salary rates through the company's loudspeakers in which he has hacked. As he sits back and watches all of the members argue over how much they're getting paid, the hacking doesn't just stop there, it's just less of a joke now. Jones then discovers that almost everything about him is no longer within Io's main files, so he digs a little deeper and finds exactly what he wants, along with shocking information that Io has absolutely no remaining data based on the sisters. Nothing at all. Speaking of them, the Imagined, one of the sisters, is super hyped at how well the Seven are doing in the current battle. So stoked in fact, that she decides to host a massive party. But this doesn't plan out as lighthearted and as fun as a party might sound. There was some very interesting conversation that went down at this celebration of war victory, such as the fact that the Imagined told Jones about how she needs to find out what happened in her past, and how she doesn't know who she really is. The Imagined seems overly interested in top secret Imagined Order information, and she wants to know how to maneuver through their files. She also for some reason loves talking about the Paradigm, who the Seven don't exactly like. Can we even trust her? Through the streamlined connection that we set up a few weeks back for the Imagined, the Paradigm informs the Seven of an accelerated energy that is evident around the outskirts of Loot Lake. Origin, along with our help, uses specially designed sensor backpacks to detect what and where this energy is, and it turns out Paradigm wasn't lying. Origin is worried, the Seven are stressing out, and the live event is finally closing in on us. And is that just me, or does that look super similar to the Sideways energy? It wasn't until about week 9 where everything started to fully come together as a full picture and finally make sense. So off to Scyan, he'll tell you all about it.
The last weeks of Season 2 Chapter 3. The season with most storyline ever is coming to an end. No, I'm not crying, shut up. I'm gonna miss it so much, this was a great season. In these weeks, first of all, the IO revealed to us their final plan for winning this war. Doomsday device, or the Collider, built on the water in Loot Lake, blocking the water with a dam, which causes some rivers to get empty. Now let me explain why the name of this device is the Collider. The plan is for this device to collide many other realities into zero reality, causing the loop of Fortnite to break, but in a special way, which then it will force the 0 point into imploding once more, just like in Season X, creating yet another black hole. So the IO can use this opportunity to kick out the Seven and take over the map once more. TDS also says that the device is based on Hadron Collider. I don't know, my brain hurts. Hadron Collider. Did I get that right? I hope so. This device keeps doing many small pulses, turning on orange lines on it, charging itself up, getting ready to basically end us all. Oh god, I'm actually scared. Look at that thing, it's gonna penetrate the space. This device makes the Seven terrified of what's coming. And Origin gets sad for how he treated Paradigm, cause now because of that the chances of her coming to help them is really low. Spoiler, she will come to help them, don't worry. The Seven still do not give up and come up with a plan. They go to their moon base, which is called the Ice Moon. Ice King sauce? In this base we see where the Paradigm mech is being kept, but it's like horribly damaged. So the Seven and us start repairing this mech and even upgrading it into a new look and more powerful than ever. Man, this is so epic. I love it. But since the Seven think Paradigm might not come back to pilot the mech, even though we do know that she is coming to help, they want us to control the mech.
Season 2 has been an absolutely wild ride. Some would say it is the best storyline focused Fortnite season ever, and in my personal perspective, I would have to agree. All of the Seven revealed, the Cube King, the mech's return, Singularity Theory confirmed. Like, they have done way too well with all of this. As we come to approach Season 3, I'm gonna have to say I will miss the Resistance quite a bit. Whatever that Collider thing does, well, it can't be good. But at least we'll be here to tell the tale, hopefully. A new plot, a new battle pass, a new theme awaits us in literally just over a week. I have absolutely adored what Epic has done in these past few months, and I'm glad I could be here to tell you all about it along with Scyan. So go check him out, he has some awesome videos, just like these ones on screen. I'll see you in Season 3.